Alright, I prefer to be called Turtle Wolf, and a Pomodoro is 25 minutes. We're going to do 2 Pomodoros an hour, so really we're billing out at 50-minute hours, like a psychologist. Banker's hours. So here we go. Get this music not out of the way. It'll get out of your ears and into mine. Audio. This is Windows 10 here. So now I'm feeding that into my headphones. And our subject matter is the same link that you see across the bottom of the screen here. Packet publishing, web development is the category. Mean web development, second edition. And even that, just the URL there, if you want to break that down, is going to cover a lot of our subject matter. I'm trying to point to it with the mouse. Anyways, we'll get to that. Here, mean. I'm in the way. Let me get my face off there. Okay. Mean web development, second edition, at packetpublishing.com. Introduction. If you're watching this series, you probably already understand what mean is. Mongo, Mongoose. Express is what we're really covering in today's subject. I thought I was done with chapter 3, but I played around with the files a little bit more, and I figured that'd be a good place to start this series. The introduction will be Express. It's almost so light you don't even realize it's there. I understand Mongo and Angular and Node a little bit. I mean, I at least know what we're studying. I know the subject matter enough to, I'm not an expert by any means on any of this. I just understand it enough to want to know more. But Express was it's almost the glue. It's the piece that I wasn't comprehending, and I think I got my head around it last night. After starting this series, I started to understand it better. So, I say starting this series. This episode is actually the start. I'm doing live recordings every day of my work as I work, which is mostly still studying right now. But that's going to transition into making CRUD apps in 40-hour work cycles. So 25-minute Pomodoros. This is our mascot here, the little egg. Oh, I took myself off the screen. Video capture. I'm back. Okay. It's Pomodoro, guys. 25 minutes. So we're going to break it down. So in 96 episodes, 16 episodes a day, it'll probably take me longer than that. I've got another job that's actually paying the income. This is all volunteer time up front. These Pomodoros, education time up front. It's not volunteer, it's just unpaid. This is our mascot, the little eggy man. I think because I've got my fingers on him, he's not going right now. So maybe 97 episodes. In 96 episodes, 25 minutes at a time, we'll have a CRUD app. CRUD is how you get information in and out of your database. Create, read, update, and delete. So CRUD. A standard CRUD app in a 40-hour work week for $1,200. Can't hear him because of the headphones. Alright. It's alright, I got a screen timer. We're at 4 minutes and 24 seconds. So the point being, I got to about chapter 3 on this book. You get little check marks as you go through. Little orange check marks. So the introduction, mean. Mongo and Mongoose. Mongoose helps you work with Mongo. Express is the glue we're focusing on today. Angular is front end. I really thought there was a big debate between Angular or React. Apparently you can just use them together. You can make React a module inside your Angular. So meaner maybe, but that's all front end. And then Node is your server side JavaScript. So, getting started with Node. Okay, so I went back. That's when it really started clicking. I didn't do the live part with this Node, but I did go back and look at the files from Chapter 2, and that's really what we're going to focus on for today's episode. Is a few of these files at the first half, and then the files from Chapter 3 to close out Chapter 3, so we can start on Chapter 4 soon. That's logical, right? Alright, so everything I've shown you so far is on my local Windows 10 machine. We'll make that the left side of the screen here. Did that work? Looks like it's blown up too much. Oh yeah, it is. It's blown up too much for you guys to see. No? Okay. On the right, this is a Windows 7 machine. It's in the same room, but it's 10 feet away from me. The point being, we've got the files from the book right here, and they're extracted here. So this is all the chapters. Today we're going to look at chapters 2 and 3. We're going to copy those out to the desktop. No, I don't want to move them. Just want to copy them. I think I could also have done that with Shift, but we'll do that next time. Maybe I didn't. Just had them. Oh, yeah, I copied them. So I could do paste, but I'll do what I said I'll do next time, which is, I think, hold Shift. Move to desktop. I don't want to move them. Alright, we'll go with plan B. It was paste. There's a key shortcut. I thought it might be Control Shift Alt. I don't know. There's one that you can just copy instead of move. You get too many keyboard shortcuts in your head and you start forgetting which one's active when. But today we're focusing on Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 here. So that way we're not affecting our extracted copies here. So let's just go through Chapter 2's files. These are all the server side node. And what I mean by that, just open our brackets, file open. This is just any IDE, integrated development environment. Desktop. Chapter 2. Chapter 1. Not Chapter 1. Okay, hello and server. JavaScript. Let's look at server first. Let's get out of Chapter 3 for a little bit. Let's stay in Chapter 2. Let's go ahead and get hello open too. We got hello and server. Okay. Hello JavaScript defines a module variable. Constant message hello. Print message to the console. Exports say hello function console log message. And for the server, load the hello module. Constant hello require hello. Use the hello module say hello method say hello. So those two files. Now back on our Windows 10 machine, let's see what it's saying about those two files. Really, we're going back to Chapter 2, but I hadn't really started on the series yet at that point. So, Chapter 2, getting started with Node. Getting started, introduction, JavaScript closures. I'm trying to figure out where it actually talked about that code. It was probably going to be early on. I think that's what I'm on. Nope. There we go. Let's make that full screen for a second. Alright. In the previous chapter, you set up your environment and discovered the basic development principles of Node.js. This chapter will cover the proper way of building your first Node's JavaScript web application. You'll go through the basics of JavaScript, event-driven nature, and how to utilize it to build Node.js applications. You'll also learn about the Node.js module system and how to build your first Node.js web application. You'll then proceed to the Connect module. Web application. You'll then proceed. Alright, this is pretty basic. Let's get into where it's actually going to work with the file. Doll's idea. This is kind of history on how it got there. There's a split between IO and JS, and I'm not entirely sure what that difference is. Seems to be where they wanted, how they wanted to structure it, where they wanted to focus their time. I think it has to do with what imports for you. Like one chose to use Yeoman, the other I think was wanted to be more agnostic. So it explains all that here. I really just want to get to the code for Harmony. Shipping, staged. Recommended you had visited additional documentation. There's a story about, I think it's Leonardo charging way too much to draw a sketch on a napkin. He said, I didn't charge you for the 30 seconds it took to draw on the napkin. This looks like the first code right here, system out. Alright, what is your name? To understand this better, take a look at the following Java code. Okay, this isn't about Java, this is JavaScript, but it still abstracts the concept. So what is your name? I mean, the video is JavaScript, it means JavaScript, but I take that back. No, I don't. Okay, what is your name? In this example, the program executes the first and second lines. Okay, this is still about asynchronous. Okay, yeah, the difference here, yeah, that's the thing, is Java wasn't really designed to work in a browser versus JavaScript was. So JavaScript's working in a different environment, a different DOM, different document object model. So what is your name? So it's getting this interaction from the, this is kind of where I got held up yesterday. I felt like I better go back and look, because once I loaded up the server was asking me a question and it didn't give me a place to answer it, so I thought I was missing something. So I just wanted to go back and look at the codes from chapter 2. I thought it would sink in better. So the eventual idea is I will be recording my work as I do my work, but right now my work is studying. So there's something here I didn't understand, so you're getting a live recording of me digesting this information, and maybe as it clicks for me, it'll click for you too. So learning to learn. Here you're in the JavaScript model of the document. Okay, add an event listeners. Took me a while to get those two. The event loop. There's a really good video I'll link to when I can. I hate to mention it, not put it in the show notes, but I think it was in the Angular documentation maybe, but it explains the event loop. That helped, the event loop cycle. I could just run that code, chapter 2, code 1, but I want to get to where they're explaining it in the books, what I'm actually looking for. I don't think I've skipped over it yet. This might be it here. Closures. Alright. Yeah, closures are kind of a big concept. Closures are functions that refer to variables from their parent environment. To understand them better, let's take a look at the following example. Still don't think that's what it has in 2.1. Maybe it does. Let's pull that back open and see what we're trying to get to. Exit full screen. here's our book. Open on Windows 10. And here's the other server. Across the 10 feet away where we're working on Windows 7. So I don't think I can get my brackets off of that without making this side full screen. Can I pull it up? I can't pull it down there either. It's still gotta be in this little black box in the middle. Maybe I can do that. I can pull my face down there so I'm not blocking more than I have to, since it would be dead space anyways. Let's put me behind the link. Is that a good spot to be? If it's in front of the link, it's a bad spot to be. Video capture device. Let's pull it back behind the overlay. Alright. That's good enough, right? You don't need my eyebrows, my forehead, just there. The less me you see, the better. Alright. So what are we trying to do here? Let's go through the code from chapter 2. Okay, that is hello world, constant. They're just changing the constant from message to hello. Then the function child's alert message. Hello, say hello. We're getting close. Use the hello module, say hello method. Alright. Just keep it interesting. Let's go back in. Hate to say I want to get cyborg eyes if I keep doing this for long. There's got to be a way to blow that window up more. Let's just make it full screen for a minute. We're not in the book. Alright. That's a little better. I wish I could blow that up for you guys too. I've watched these videos. I keep getting on the Dylan Israel because he doesn't zoom his screen in enough, but I don't even see where I'd zoom in my screen at. So, we're back up here. Is that my open file? The next set we'll do will be hello and server. Notebook plus plus, or notepad plus plus. I believe it is, yeah. Now we know. Now we got 1s and 2s. Okay, I know it has a good compare function. I haven't found the plugin to do that with brackets yet. So, where are we at on time? 18 minutes. We got enough to get through this. Can I pull them side by side? I think there's a split view. Open a file with this pane. I guess I gotta be over here and then open. Let's see. If I'm in hello, let's try the other hello. And I'll open it over here.
Can be negatively affected by the mother's stress during pregnancy, which means there are more contradictions and behavior problems by the way.
2-2.
And learning
Hello.
difficulties.
Okay,
Too much
that'll work.
cortisol,
Can I make that smaller, I think?
and actually shrinks the hippocampus, which is the part of the brain.
Just enough to see what's what. Alright, I got my 1s, my 2s. Okay, and these are the hellos. Module exports function. Alright. Print the message variable to the console. Define functional variable. So I want to look at those two compared to what we got open. Actually, let's go ahead and finish. Get that out of the way now. I know where we're at. Pull that back over here. On this side. Alright, that's all it's going to give us for now. Function, parent, constant, message, hello world. so long. Probably the best thing to do is just go ahead and run these so that they look like. But at least we know what we're talking about. What I really want to get to is where it splits the routing. I think it doesn't really. I think it's showing us how to do this in Connect before we get to Express, because Express is built on Connect, is my understanding so far. Let's do this the easy way. We'll do a find, connect. Don't have to be caps. I don't think it's case sensitive. Caps lock off. Oh, no connects yet. Still one. Okay, still one we know is in here. Just make sure it's working right. Closure. Yeah, it is. There's 9 of them. All right. So maybe that's why. I don't think these. The code I really want to run is when it gets to connect. So let's just scan through this. We're talking about closures, and that's feeding your scope up from an inner function to an outer function. Just the basic idea there in a closure. We're still talking about closures in here. Nope, yep. So if we're talking about connect yet. Nope, we're still in closure. Alright, that's fine. Let's focus on closure apparently. We need more there. We need closure. Okay. JavaScript has turned out to be a powerful language with some unique features that enable efficient yet maintainable programming. Its closure pattern and event-driven behavior have proven to be very helpful in real-life scenarios. Common JS modules require exports. Okay, we've got that. We've got an export here. Exports an object that contained in each module allows you to expose pieces of your code when the module is loaded. So you're exporting the say hello function. The first time, the second time. Module exports function. Okay, you're making the call down here without having to define it up here. Nope, you already defined it. Right there it is. Define the module exports function. I think you have to add a little bit more here. Okay, let's go look at the server files for a second. I think there's a reason that 2 has more code in it. It's because it's leveling up. It's adding a little more code on the front to have less code on the back. That's still not quite right, because I bet these are still going to have more in the 2s. Alright, let's focus on this again. Time. Oh, we're going to wrap this episode up. Let's look at those real quick. I'm dragging behind here. Takes a moment to learn. Alright. What I need is my little bar over here. There they are. What we want now is server. Server. Ah, come on. So it's going to stick me on the.
There's another way to understand all this, which is that these behaviors rest on an emotional edifice, and when behaviors are not such as meet our standard expectations,
Still on the low over here.
we actually have to ask ourselves.
I'm not sure about this second pane yet. Okay, alright, let's look on this side since we're running low on time. Server. Server. Okay, it's not changing that much. Load the hello module. module. There's nothing changing in that first paragraph. Requires hello, requires hello. Use the hello module as a function. Alright, if we're not going to use this pane, let's get out of the way. Let's get the end of those. Okay. So the first time we're saying hello. Hello, episode 1. Use the hello module, say hello method. Hello. Just the way it calls it. Because it's telling it to require it. It's removing the hello. What it's removing, the difference is this say hello. That's in the first version. It's not in the second version.